Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, I wanted to reveal the spec of my new car that I have on order. So first, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you've been watching for a while, welcome. Thanks for watching. So yes, a few days ago, my wife and I ordered a new Mini Cooper SE, which is their electric car. And it is based on the Mini Cooper S, two-door hardtop, and it is it's just sort of a modest range EV, 110 to 150 mile range, depending on the driving mode you have it in. And it's not obviously not a long range EV. It's designed to be a sport EV. The bent is much more toward sporting driving, aggressive driving, not so much for long distance travel, although it does have a CCS high current charge port, so there's that. But anyway, so I'm not going to get as much into the specs just right now. I wanted to reveal how we have specified the options for our car. So well, before I get to that, I want to explain something else. So initially we decided on it. My wife and I had been discussing what car to get. She actually really liked the Fiat 500e, but here in Illinois, there aren't very many of them around here. They were a compliance car, California and Oregon. They're tougher to get service out here, and they only have an 84 mile range, which, again, short range is okay for us with this vehicle, but that's still, it's a lot less than the 110 to 150 mile range that the Mini Cooper has. And anyway, but we liked small, kind of funky styling like that. So we found the Mini Cooper, and several days ago we decided to go ahead and order one. So we went online, put our $500 deposit down, chose a dealer. The dealer contacted us, and we've actually used that dealer a year ago for a different car. So we were familiar with them as a dealership. Great place to work with. And Bill Jacobs, BMW, and Mini Cooper, in case you're wondering, in Naperville, Illinois. And we started working with them, and they told us that, yeah, we can order anything we want. It'll be here in June or July. Okay, I figured there'd be a wait. Whatever, it is what it is. So we said, okay, let's move forward with it. Well, a couple of days ago, they called us and said, how would you like to have your car this month? Whoa, what do you mean this month? They haven't even brought any into the States yet, other than a few to be tested down in Florida. You'll notice a lot of reviewers have been reviewing them down in Florida. Well, they said, here's the deal. There is a large shipment of them at port in New York, and Mini contacted them and said that they had three, I don't know if they were canceled or what the deal was, but there were 3 Mini Coopers available. And that if they as a dealer wanted one of those 3 or more, that they could have them. So they were contacting us and asking if we wanted one early. Now we were initially looking for, my wife wanted a light body color and the white leather interior. Well, the white leather interior is only available in the Iconic, the top trim. They're a little on the expensive side, but we didn't want the base model either. The mid-range has the glass roof, nicer sound system. It's got a few options. But it doesn't have the light color leather interior, but we were willing to forego that and save a little bit of money, but get the options we wanted. And it turns out that the car that we chose has the options pack we want, just in a different body color, but I love the color. So here's a picture of it. So you'll see it is black on black on black. It is black interior, black body color, black wheels. And my wife initially wasn't too thrilled with the black. She said they're hard to keep clean, and they are. Admittedly, it's a small car, though. I'll probably ceramic coat it to make it easier to clean. But it's a small car, so whatever. At least it's not a large car to keep clean. But I like the black. I like the aggressive look, especially with the black wheels. So it is the middle options pack that we got, and with, again, the all in black color, and we may have it by the end of this month, March. So they didn't have a specific ETA other than to say that it was at port in New York 2-3 days ago. So it's probably on a truck in transit at this point, I would assume. But anyway, we should have it by the end of the month. They said that we can kind of assume. So I'm hoping to have the first, to be the first YouTuber with a Mini Cooper electric. I know that I think it was yesterday they began deliveries to dealerships, at least on the East Coast, of the Mini Cooper SE. And I keep checking YouTube, and all I see are the month-old and older reviews for them. I have yet to even hear of a YouTuber that's reserved one. And it's not because nobody wants them. There are in excess of 100,000 pre-orders for this car. So it's not that there are a lot of cars and no one wants them, but for whatever reason, YouTubers have not been reserving them or have not been posting about it. So I'm excited to take you guys along for the journey with us on this. In case you're wondering, the car with the options pack is $33,000 minus the federal tax credit. That brings us to $26,000. So that's what we're paying for the car. And let's see here. That's pretty much it. The next information I'm going to give you, some of this was shared in the previous Mini Cooper video when I mentioned that we were at least ordering one. So for those that saw that video, this next segment will be a little bit repetitive. But for those that are new to the channel, or this is the first that you've heard that we're getting an electric Mini Cooper, allow me to explain a little bit. So currently we have two EVs in the family. My 2018 long-range rear-wheel drive Tesla Model 3 that currently, I bought it new, currently has 73,800 miles on it. This is my primary vehicle. I do in-home appliance repair, and I use this for service work. So my channel is, the bulk of the content is about this car. Then we have a 2014 Smart Electric Drive. That car was purchased for my 16-year-old son to drive. My wife's day-to-day car is a 2014 Ford Fusion all-wheel drive. Great car, we love it. It does have a lot of miles currently though, 88,000 I think at this point. And then we have a fun weekend car, which is a BMW M240i X-Drive, which is all-wheel drive convertible. That's our fun weekend car. We bought that a year ago, May. So not quite a year ago now, 10 months ago. So that's the current family fleet. But the thing is, getting the Mini Cooper, a couple of things. One, I wanted another vehicle that I could do some channel content with. So that was part of it. Another part is I wanted to get my wife into an EV. Now, the Mini Cooper isn't her car, it's our car as a family. In fact, my 16-year-old son, we told him, he was the one that was so adamant to get the black car. When we found out it was available, he's like, please get the black, I really want. So, you know, we figured we want to include him in this, and I told him, yes, you will have access to use the car. So it's going to be a car that I'm going to do some content on in the evenings and weekends. My wife will drive it daily, and if she's not using it, my son can use it rather than the Smart, especially if the Mini is charged and the Smart might not be at the time or whatever. So we will then have 3 drivers and 3 EVs in the family. And this is important to me. So we will be keeping my wife's Ford Fusion temporarily. Actually, probably through next winter, because it's an all-wheel drive car, and I want to have that for her for next winter. Maybe we'll offer it for rent on Turo through the year. It's hard to say. And again, the BMW is just a fun weekend car. But I wanted to get her into an EV. And she was very sensitive to what the car looked like and what it drove like. She does love the Tesla. She does. But she said that she also likes traditional cars with knobs and switches and a normal dashboard. She and I both like small cars. Her Fusion's a larger car, but we got that when we had all 5 of our kids at home and we needed all the luggage space and the interior space. But she and I both love little cars. And we've both been in love with Minis for some time. It's just, they aren't the most reliable car in the world, and they're very difficult to service, which combined means they can be an expensive car to own, especially when out of warranty. So we sort of wrote them off as a car we would like to own, with the exception of the fact that the styling, they really speak to our heart, and the handling is great. In fact, I think this is the first, only electric hot hatch. I don't know. Anyway, so my wife's like, wow, she said, I would drive that car every day. And as far as range goes, my wife drives anywhere from 25 to maybe at the most 45 miles a day. And I mean, if long range is nice. This car's 300 miles plus of range, but I've done my full day of work. I still have 52% charge, and I started at 80%, so I only used 28% of my charge so far today. Normally I would use more than that. Normally I would use more like 35 or 40% of my charge, but this car has even more range than I need. And my wife said, you know what, Matt? She said, even the smart car, she said, we drive that smart electric drive around with a 64-mile range, and she said, it's not more than enough, but she said, it's enough. She said, we'll charge it up, run all of our errands, come home, we still got half a charge. She's like, I plug it in, and a couple hours later, we've gotten all that back, and I run errands again, and I've only used 30% of the charge. She goes, it's plenty. So the Mini Cooper would be for local errands and for fun. They are a lot of fun to drive. She said, if I want to go out aggressive driving on back roads and that, she said, that's only going to be for 10 or 15 miles. She's like, I don't really need a long range. In fact, she said, I don't know that I want it, because long range means more weight because of the bigger battery, and therefore less handling. And on top of it, it would make the car cost quite a bit more. So all of those reasons combined, my wife said, she said, you get that EV, I will drive it every day. She's like, I'll drive it every time I can, unless the weather is nice enough to take the convertible out, then it might be more desirable. But she said, I would drive that car every day. And that's a stretch, because my wife she's never been against EVs, but it's taken a little bit of time to get her to come around. It really has. And the smart car is more my son and then myself than my wife. She's driven it around, but it's really not her thing. She said she doesn't like the handling of it. It's kind of sketchy, it really is. But so she said, look, get an EV that's compelling and I'll drive it daily. And that one is. And what we like about it, a bunch of things. One is the price. I mean, the base car, which has quite a bit on it actually, is $29,900. Our car is $33,000. That's pretty cheap for a good, relatively high-end EV. Minis are they're kind of a premium car. The interior is really nice. I mean, there's a solid feel to them. They're built well. Again, the drivetrains tend to have issues, but as an EV, that shouldn't be a problem. So the Mini Cooper SE, their electric car, is a standard Mini Cooper with no changes at all, except for two things. One, there's a minor suspension revision, but the chassis and the body, the unibody, is original to the gas car. And then they put a BMW i3 drivetrain under the hood, and they reconfigured partial BMW i3 battery pack to be T-shaped to go up the center tunnel and then under the back seats. That's it. And so it's a parts bin car. Now, it's not a purpose-built EV from the ground up, and that's fine. Even though that would probably make it a little bit better car, it would cost a lot more to do that. So I'm congratulating Mini, because they're making a compelling, fun, good-looking, great driving, relatively quick EV that you can afford it. I mean, so many electric cars, batteries are expensive. They just are. Electric drivetrains, they don't make as many of them as they do gas engines, and so they're a little bit expensive. And so to me, this really is the first truly affordable, aggressive, fun electric sports car. The other cars that are fun and sporty cost a whole lot more. I mean, you can get a Model 3 pretty reasonably priced, but not that cheap. And you can't get the $7,500 tax credit anymore. So as a businessman, I like the tax credit. There are a number of things that I like about being able to get this car. Channel content, and again, it's something that my wife will truly love to drive. We're both excited to get it, and I wanted to share I want to share this journey with you guys. So anyway, that's it for me for today. If you guys have any questions, by all means, let me know. Leave your comments in the comment section below. No, I'm not getting rid of the Tesla. For all the Tesla devotees, no, my channel is not going to be all Mini Cooper stuff. I will say this, obviously, when I first get the car, there's going to be a bit of Mini Cooper content. The delivery process, you know, picking up the car, I'll do a video on that, obviously. But my channel is still primarily about my Tesla Model 3. I have a video coming up about being 74,000 miles in. You know, what's the wear and tear like? I mean, the armrests and the paint and, you know, brakes and normal wear items. How's the interior holding up? Are there any, you know, trouble spots to point out? I've got that video coming up soon. Screen mount kits, I've got a video coming up on those soon. So there's a lot of stuff still going on with the Model 3. That's not changing, as well as my normal commentaries. But I will now be able to share more about being a 100% EV family. Even though we do own a couple of gas cars, we will be, the vast majority of our days will be just EVs. 3 EVs on the road, 3 EVs back home charging. I want to let you guys know how that goes. I want to be able to compare the little smart electric drive, a basic cheapy EV, versus the Mini Cooper, which is quite a step up from there, a lot nicer car, all the way to the Tesla, which is a nicer car than the Mini Cooper, and what the differences are. I want to be able to do range tests, you know, efficiency tests, and I want to be able to compare the cars. How are they in their programmed algorithm into the controllers and throttle response and that kind of thing. So this is where we're at with it, and I'm excited to get the car, and again, I'm excited to take you guys along for the journey. So thanks a lot for putting up with me, and I'm looking forward to revealing more about the car as I have information for you guys. Obviously, when I get a delivery date, I will let you guys know that. And I think that's it for me for today. So again, leave any questions in the comments section below, and as always, stay charged. Bye-bye now.